Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, we're going to be continuing with the Mars series. As I've already said, Mars is a nocturnal planet, which means that is one of those planets that is very difficult to understand logically, but we can really feel the power of Mars whenever we are angry or whenever we are, attuned to another person. When you're into somebody. That's how you can connect with your Mars. Mars is your animal instinct. It's that masculine yang part of your personality, of your being. It is the more unconscious part of your ego. Whereas your sun is a part of your ego that you can logically connect to. Mars is something that you can only connect to on a visceral level. Mars feelings are those that overtake you when you're in a fight, when you're having a disagreement with somebody, when somebody does something that just like irritates you, they're irritating your Mars. That's what they're coming into contact with. Not only that, but your Mars is also, turned on whenever you're connecting with somebody who is just, they're pressing the right buttons and your Mars is being like a little antenna. It's like ding, ding, ding. It's like aware. That's your Mars. So we're going to talk a little bit about the things that make Mars happy, so the things that turn Mars on, and the things that take them off, or the things that are turn-offs for the particular Mars. Okay, so Mars in Leo. So Mars in Leo is ruled by the sun. And it has a little bit of dignity there because, it's fire, so it still works. And it's not as aggressive as a Mars in Aries because, remember that the fire starts in Aries and it's like a wildfire, and then it gets a little bit more controlled, like a bonfire, and then it ends in embers in Sagittarius, like the more mature, refined fire. Leo is like a controlled fire. So they're very good soldiers. They don't necessarily need to be the general, they need to be on the front lines attacking immediately. No, they're more, I wouldn't even say soldiers, they're more experienced and more measured in their approach to things. So all the things that they do are related to being able to look good, because remember that Mars is working towards your sun anyway, so it's trying to get you the things that you want with your ego, but it's ruled by the sun. So this works really well together. And so what that means is that whenever you do things, you have to do them in such a way that is going to get you recognition, that is going to get you praise, that is going to get you the attention that you want, Mars and Leo. So you like to be really good at whatever it is that you're doing because you're a little bit of a show off, and I don't mean that in the bad way. I don't mean that in a bad way, because Leo people are pretty outstanding and they are marvelous to look at. So props to you, Mars and Leo. They have a real need to be liked by others. So imagine a king, and how in order for the king to be in his place, he needs to have his subjects. Whenever I talk about Leo, I always talk about being a king, royalty, and how they need to have their loyal subjects. But that's just true. That's just how Leos are. They need to have those followers that are going to like them and appreciate them and respect them. They need that. So they need that. They need to be liked by others. So anything that they do, they're always going to be like, is this going to make me look good? Is this going to make people like me or dislike me? They can have a trouble with doing what they really want because they want to do what will look good for them. And that can be kind of difficult. It's a little bit Capricorny in caring a lot about their reputation, but Leo doesn't so much care about their reputation. It's more the people that they care about, just like the people in their immediate environment, okay? It's not just the world, Capricorn. So what ticks them off? What makes them mad? What makes them fight? First of all, any sort of disrespect. Remember that Leo is the king. So anything that is disrespectful, they don't. Anybody who is not acknowledging their high place in society is going to upset them. And whenever they're treated like they're not important, that really offends them. Anything that touches their ego, that offends their ego, that tries to make them small, they're gonna be upset. Also, I find that people with Leo placements, they really don't like being told what to do. They feel like the rules don't apply to them. So with Mars and Leo, it's let me do what I want to do and don't try to tell me that I can't do it because I don't care anyway, because I'm royalty, so just get out of my way, peasant. That's the vibe that I get from Leo generally, but in Mars especially. They also hate being ignored and not noticed, and they also don't like it when people don't recognize their efforts. When it's coming through Mars, really it's your ability to act and do things. And if people don't acknowledge, because they try very hard, you know, they're trying really hard to gain that recognition. And when people don't acknowledge it or don't acknowledge their hard work or how amazing their work is, it really hurts them and it offends them very deeply. So appreciate them, give them their medals, they deserve them. So what turns them on? What do they like? What do they like in a partner? What, you know, gets them going? They really like being appreciated, being noticed, being told like, hey, like you're doing a really good job, or like, hey, you're looking really good. They really need that. They really need compliments and praise. It's very important for anyone with Leo placements to get praise. And when it's coming through Mars, they really need praise for what they're able to do and what they're able to do for you, because it's important to them. And on a very simple level, they're into people who are into them, who are able to recognize how amazing they are. People that are able to recognize that, they're gonna have a good time with Mars and Leo, because they love that. They love it when somebody is just like into them. They also really like to make a big deal of the situation, of the act of doing it. So they don't like somebody who's gonna be lazy about it. Leo likes to make everything grand, everything be super extra. So in Mars, they're gonna want the situation to be extra as well. But a side note to that is that they can kind of know what they're good at, and they can get so comfortable and be like, oh, I'm really good at this, that they can just like, they're fixed fire. So they can have a tendency to be stuck and doing the same thing over and over and over again, because like, they're like, I'm good at this. Like, I don't have to try anything new. So try, if you're gonna tell them that, you know, you wanna spice it up, make sure you never, ever, ever open up by being like, oh, you know, like maybe we should do this other thing, or never try to say it in a way that is going to be offensive to what they do. Always bring it up like as like something positive and good. Don't hurt their ego. It's very bad for the Leos, okay? Be nice to them. So lastly, what turns them off? They are extremely turned off when people don't seem like they're into them. So if you're like distracted, or you're not really into the situation, if you're not giving that passion, that, you know, connection, like you're really into them, they're gonna be extremely turned off and they're not gonna be into it. So that's the video for today, guys. If you liked it, make sure you give me a thumbs up. If you're not subscribed, subscribe to my channel. I put out astrology videos every single week, and I'll see you in the next one.